Picture this: a narrow passage, a small band of warriors, and an invading army numbering in the thousands. Welcome to the legendary tale of the 300 Spartans. In the heart of ancient Greece, a small pass known as Thermopylae served as a strategic artery between Thessaly and central Greece. It was here, in this narrow strip of land flanked by the sea on one side and towering cliffs on the other, that one of history's most iconic battles took place. The year was 480 BC. On the horizon, a massive Persian force led by King Xerxes was advancing, hell-bent on conquering Greece. The Persian army was a sight to behold, a sea of warriors that stretched as far as the eye could see. By some estimates, they numbered in the hundreds of thousands. Against this colossal force, the Greeks rallied a defense. At the forefront of this defense were the Spartans, a warrior society known for their military prowess and ironclad discipline. Now, the Spartans were not alone. They were joined by several other Greek city-states. But it was their king, Leonidas, and his band of 300 elite warriors who would etch their names into the annals of history. Against a Persian force that vastly outnumbered them, these Spartans chose to make their stand at Thermopylae. Why, you might ask? Because Thermopylae, meaning the hot gates, offered a unique advantage. Its narrow passage meant that the Persians couldn't utilize their superior numbers. Instead, they would be funneled into a choke point, where the Spartans and their allies could hold them off. The odds were overwhelmingly against them. Yet the 300 Spartans, armed with nothing more than their spears, shields, and unwavering resolve, stood ready to face the Persian onslaught. They knew the stakes. They understood the cost. But for them, it was about more than just survival. It was about freedom, honor, and the very essence of what it meant to be a Spartan. The stage is set, and the Spartans are ready for a fight that will echo through the ages. To understand the valor of these 300, you must first understand the Spartan way of life. The Spartan society was unlike any other. It was a culture rooted in discipline, strength, and a relentless pursuit of martial excellence. From a tender age of 7, Spartan boys were yanked from their homes and thrust into the agoge, a rigorous military training program designed to mold them into the finest warriors of their time. Life in the agoge was hard. Spartan youths were taught to endure pain, hunger, and the harsh elements. They were trained in the art of war, yes, but also in the art of survival. Every day was a test, a battle against the self, against one's own limitations. This was a society where weakness was not an option. They were taught to fight, to win, and if necessary, to die with honor. But the Spartan way was more than just about physical prowess. It was about cultivating a strong mind. Spartans were taught to be quick-witted, to think on their feet, to strategize. Their education was not just about wielding a spear, but also about understanding when to use it. They were warriors, yes, but they were also thinkers. At the heart of this culture was the Spartan Code, a set of laws and values that guided their way of life. The code emphasized honor, courage, and loyalty. It was a code that demanded respect for authority, obedience to the state, and an unwavering commitment to the common good. To be a Spartan was to live for something greater than oneself. It was to be a part of a collective, a cog in the giant wheel of Spartan society. The Spartan Code, their rigorous training, their unwavering discipline, it all prepared them for the moment that would etch their names in the annals of history. It was this Spartan way of life that forged the 300 into a force of nature, a force that would stand against impossible odds, a force that would become the stuff of legends. Born to be warriors, the Spartans were a force to be reckoned with, a testament to their unyielding spirit and indomitable courage. Against all odds, the Spartans held their ground, a beacon of defiance in the face of insurmountable odds. Picture this: the sun rises on the first day of the Battle of Thermopylae. 300 Spartans, led by King Leonidas, stand ready to face a Persian force that outnumbers them 100 to 1. The odds are stacked against them, yet they stand resolute, their shields glistening under the morning sun, their spears pointing skyward in a silent declaration of their resolve. The Spartans' tactical prowess comes into play as they position themselves at the narrow pass of Thermopylae, known as the Hot Gates, a geographical advantage that neutralizes the Persian numerical superiority. Here, in this narrow corridor flanked by mountains and the sea, the Spartans can hold their ground, their phalanx formation impenetrable, their spirit indomitable. As the battle unfolds, the Spartans fight with a ferocity and discipline that leaves the Persian forces reeling. Wave after wave of Persian soldiers crash against the Spartan shield wall, only to be repelled with brutal efficiency. The ground is littered with Persian casualties, a testament to the Spartans' martial skill and steadfast defense. The second day dawns, and the Spartans remain undaunted. The Persian king Xerxes, in his golden throne, watches in disbelief as his vast army is held at bay by a mere 300 men. The Spartans, their bodies weary but their spirits unbroken, continue to fight, their courage echoing across the ages. Throughout these 2 days, the Spartans demonstrate an unparalleled display of valor and sacrifice. They are not just warriors, they are symbols of resistance, embodiments of the human spirit's ability to defy the odds, to fight even when faced with certain defeat. As the sun set on the second day, the Spartans stood victorious, but the battle was far from over. The Spartans, their bodies etched with the scars of battle, their eyes reflecting the fires of determination, prepare for what is to come. The Battle of Thermopylae, a saga of courage and sacrifice, continues to unfold, a testament to the legendary valor of the 300 Spartans. Betrayed and surrounded, the Spartans faced their final day with unwavering resolve. Picture this: 300 Spartans, their backs against the wall, their shields raised, and their spears pointing towards the encroaching enemy. The Persians, numbering in the thousands, had finally found a way around the narrow pass of Thermopylae, thanks to the betrayal of a local resident named Ephialtes. The Spartans, betrayed and surrounded, knew that this was their final day, their final stand. But the Spartans didn't flinch. They were warriors, yes, but they were Spartans first and foremost. Their training, their discipline, their code, it all led to this moment. They knew what they were up against. They knew that their odds were slim, but they didn't back down. Their leader, King Leonidas, stood at the forefront, his helmet glinting in the harsh sunlight, his eyes filled with determination. He rallied his men, his voice echoing off the rocky cliffs, instilling in them a sense of purpose, a sense of duty. As the Persians advanced, the Spartans held their ground. They fought bravely, each man a whirlwind of fury and strength. They defended their position, they defended their honor, they defended their land, but the numbers were against them. The Persians, relentless and unyielding, pressed on. Slowly the Spartans fell, one by one, but even in their final moments they stood tall. They stood united. King Leonidas was among the last to fall. He fought like a lion, his spirit unbroken, his resolve unshaken. He fell with his shield in one hand and his spear in the other, a true Spartan to the very end. As the dust settled, the battlefield lay silent. The once proud and defiant Spartans now lay lifeless. But their sacrifice was not in vain. Their stand at Thermopylae served as a beacon of courage, a testament to their valor, a symbol of their sacrifice. With their final stand, the 300 became a symbol of courage and sacrifice, their story inspiring generations to come. Their bodies lay slain, but their spirit, their legend, was far from defeated. In the aftermath of the battle, the city of Sparta mourned their fallen, yet there was no room for defeat in their hearts. The loss of 300 of their finest was a tragedy, but it was also a testament to their indomitable spirit. The Spartans had held their ground against a force far greater than themselves, and in doing so, they had etched their names into the annals of history. Word of their valor spread like wildfire, not just within the walls of Sparta, but across Greece and beyond. The tale of the 300 Spartans who defied an empire became a beacon of hope, a symbol of resistance against overwhelming odds. They had shown the world that courage was not a question of numbers, but of the will to stand and fight. Over the centuries, the story of the 300 Spartans has been retold and reimagined, passed down from generation to generation. It has served as the inspiration for countless works of art and literature, and has been immortalized in film and popular culture. Their legacy has endured, a testament to their extraordinary courage and sacrifice. But perhaps the most enduring legacy of the 300 Spartans lies not in the stories told about them, but in the lessons their actions teach us. They remind us of the power of unity and the strength that comes from standing together. They show us that courage is not about facing fear without trepidation, but about standing your ground despite it. They teach us that honor is not won through victory, but through the willingness to fight for what you believe in, even when the odds are stacked against you. And they prove that sometimes the greatest victories are not those that are won on the battlefield, but those that are won in the hearts and minds of people. The 300 Spartans, through their valor and sacrifice, became legends, proving that sometimes it's not about the numbers, but the spirit that drives them.